So before we started, we want to say thank you for having time to take the time to do Zoom interview with us. So before we started, can we record this Zoom video?
Yeah, sure, you can. Go ahead.
Before we start, can you tell us what's your name and where you come from?
My name is Abby. Everybody calls me Abby. I came from Singapore.
Okay. So in this Zoom, we are going to ask you about your daily activity. Is that okay with you?
I'm sorry?
We're going to ask you about your daily activity. Is it okay with you?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So for daily activity, what do you do for daily?
My daily activities, as in like on my day-to-day, Monday to Friday, or my weekends?
Like your everyday.
Everyday, your activities.
Yeah.
My activities, if we're talking about the weekday, I usually go to school. I wake up pretty early around 7 a.m. because my school starts around 1:30 p.m. So I usually have all the morning to myself, but I tend to wake up early and go to my school early so I can use the library to study up some materials from the day before.
What major you study for?
At the moment, I'm not entering any majors. I'm currently in a language school preparing for my university exam.
So are you a college student right now?
No, I'm currently in an institution. We would call it like a cram school. I don't know what the Indonesian equivalent, but I think an Indonesian famous equivalent would be like something like ruang guru. Except I'm learning languages and like for the exams right now.
So after you finish doing your studying, what are you doing after that?
Afterwards, I plan to enter a local university in the area and probably move closer to the university because I live like very far away from my school at the moment.
Are you currently living in Singapore?
No, I am currently studying in Japan.
Oh.
How do you adapt to your daily activities?
I think I just kind of start mimicking what other people do. Like I copy what other people do. But for me, it wasn't really that hard to adapt because since I was a small kid, I used to live alone.
So are you studying Japanese language right now?
Yes, I am. I'm perfecting my language right now.
Can you tell us, do you have a struggle to living there?
I think I wouldn't say it's not a struggle, more like a complaint, but when I first moved here, I was struggling with separating the trash separation system because it's very strict in here.
So what do you do for weekend? For weekday, you go study, right? For weekend?
Yeah, sorry. For the weekends, it generally depends. Maybe on like Saturday, I would just rest the whole day. If not, I would go out to my friends to major city spots like Shinjuku, Shibuya, Ikebukuro. Like today, I'm doing some shopping in Ikebukuro. And afterwards, I plan to go home.
So you are an international student in Japan, right?
Yes, I am.
So how do you adapt in Japan? Because as I know, Japan people not really can speak English, right? So how do you
I've heard-
communicate with them?
Oh, with Japanese. I already can speak Japanese. I was just
Oh.
perfecting it in my school
Oh, can
to
you
a higher
say
level.
can you say for 5 words in Japanese?
で、ちょっと自己紹介でしてますなので、はい、こんにちは。私はアビでシンガポールから参りました。
What's that mean?
I did a quick introduction. I was saying I'm going to self-introduce myself. I said my name is Abby and I came from Singapore.
Oh. So with the study program, it takes how much time?
How long time?
How long? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
How long is my study program in the school or?
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm enrolled in the 1.5 year semester or like study curriculum.
What is the difference with Japan with Singapore?
I wouldn't say there was much different. It's just for me personally, it's easier for me to access my hobbies. So because I am what you call otaku in English would be a weeb, it's much easier for me to buy goods, merchandise of the things I like. And also it's not as expensive as it is compared when I was in Singapore.
May I ask, since you're studying Japanese language, are you planning to stay there longer?
I do have future plans of studying in here in university in here. So it was probably around like 5 years. But working and staying here, I'm not really quite sure about that yet.
So if there's if it's a holiday, what are you doing usually in Japan?
Like my weekends or how? Like my school break?
Yeah. When you have a break and your free time
Oh,
holiday.
so we will be having an end of term break around December for I think 2 or 3 weeks. I think 2.5 weeks. For that, my family and I plan to meet up in the US.
Oh. So can you recommend us or tell us how to prepare if we want to take a study tour to Japan? What we must prepare for?
If you do want to come to Japan, the number one thing you have to prepare is definitely money. Because as far as I'm concerned, compared to Indonesian rupiahs to Japanese yen, Indonesian rupiah is much more weaker, even though yen is currently very cheap right now for foreigners. But for Indonesian, as far as I'm aware, it's still pretty expensive. For a comparison, I just finished I would say this is probably lunch, but for me it's breakfast because it's my first meal. I'm currently in a fast food chain. It's called Loteria. So I ordered like 3 burgers, 1 drink, 1 fries, and 1 churros. This total came out around 2,000 yen. And if we convert that to rupiah, that's like 200,000.
My God. Quite expensive compared to Indonesia. If you living in Indonesia, you can buy 2 pounds pizza.
Yeah, you can buy so much more with 200,000.
Can I ask to you? In Japan, you live in prefecture. What prefecture? Japan.
I'm currently living in Tokyo, but it's much closer to Kamakura. It's another city. The place I'm currently living isn't that far from the airport, from Narita specifically.
Tokyo is the city, right? So, is the city hectic?
No, I would say Tokyo is because the whole prefecture is called Kanto, and inside Kanto there's Tokyo. Inside of Tokyo there's like sub-district. But yeah, I would think Tokyo is a city if I'm not wrong.
like a
Tokyo
center
City, you know, I'm gonna look it up a bit because I forgot.
Okay, since you studying in Japan, what is it hard to follow the student like compared to Asian like Indonesia, the study is not that hard. So is in Japan studying is hard. Hard to adapt.
I would say hard to that. I would say that depends on what you're studying because I've never entered an Indonesian university or the school, so I'm not quite sure how your system works. But if I were to compare it to when I was in Singapore and here, it's not that much of a difference. Probably because I do enjoy studying, so it's not really that hard for me.
So this is last question. So what do you feel for being a studiers in Japan and living in Japan? What do you feel?
Oh, my thoughts on living and studying here.
What do you as an international student?
So far, I haven't been in my school for long. It's only been a month, but so far it has been really fun. But it's also very intensive because of my class. So the current class I'm currently studying in, it's really intensive because we have tests, quiz every day. We have like things to do every day, tests and quiz, and sometimes like next Tuesday we're gonna have a big exam happening. For living, I would say it's a bit on more the pricier side. That's also like you have to take account that I am living in Tokyo, which is like one of the most expensive cities to live in. Tokyo is a prefecture, I'm sorry. I live around like Tokyo, which is also pretty expensive. But compared to Singapore, I do have much more fun in here. Certainly because my school has a lot of like foreign students. So I do meet a lot of people there.
This is last question. Do you prefer to live in Japan or Singapore?
At the moment, I like Japan quite more than Singapore because they have cold weather in here and I cannot stand heat.
Okay. I think this is the end direction. Yes. Thank you for doing this Zoom with us, and it's very
Yes,
fun
thank you for
us.
inviting me.
Yeah. We hope we will have your studies, your studying and everything in Japan going success. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Arigatou gozaimashita.
Arigato.
ありがとうございました。